Alright, start off, let's actually deal with this, because I do have the parts I need for this, really. Almost. Oh yeah, there we go. Perfect, I think I might have used some quantum stuff there, but... boom, we can get some hypertubes going. I have no idea what they're going to be like, but...
Milestone reached. By adding hypertube entrances at both ends of hypertubes, pioneers can achieve two-way travel between locations.
Cool.
They are also error percent safer than
Error percent.
You dreamed of moving across factories like valued resources, such as rocks and water, and Fix-It listened to your dreams. We watched them. We took extensive notes. Hypertubes. Because Fix-It makes pioneers' closely monitored dreams come true.
Interesting. I was also going to work on... I just remembered... I should finish what I'm doing with the power network first, just to make sure we're stable on that. We've got all of these steel pipes backed up, and I have the ability to make the reinforced concrete stuff out of steel pipes and concrete now, instead of needing it to be beams, since I'm using steel beams for lots of other things. Less now, I think, because my versatile framework's backed up. So maybe it's actually fine, but... first, let's finish off this power network, so you're going to be filling up nicely. So, until I upgrade my mine and have more stuff coming in, I only have 60 to work with, which is 4 power supplies worth. Which is still an increase of capacity of 300. Less once you include the water, of course, that we need. But how do we know that this is centered? Kind of don't. I think that's centered. Ah, yeah, that looks about right. A little bit of overhang each side. So, 2, 3, 4. Now we're actually working on our rotors and cables that are in our storage now. Oh, these two went down the wrong way. Okay. Come on. Stupid game. So I had it placed down that way, and then the automatic reload... oh no, it was correct. It was just me. It's a me problem. So then this can come around here. We want the fluid coming in as straight as possible, ideally, or at least coming in at a higher level, which is hard to manage. Well, the easiest thing to do is to go lift there, lift there, lift there, and lift there, and then have splitters on top of each of these coming in from the left. Having them in parallel instead of series would be safer, but I don't think it really matters, so that's fine. And then we just need to have a single lift off the back of this. Can we actually... we could actually put it... oops. We could put it a little bit further away as well. To the end of there, then have it going like that. Just in case I want to put any like splitters or anything in line, it just gives me a little bit more room. Cool. I need to reload my dimensional depot with a bunch of stuff again. Right, now, we want to actually extend this out a bit more because we want to be able to put the pipe junctions onto foundation. Not on the side of the foundation, that's just weird. Let's continue it on, because I want to be able to put at least another one down there anyway in future. Cool, and then pipeline junction lined up there, we just put them all at the end. That... and then have this, should be able to line up to both. Also line up to both. go. And then we need to figure out how to feed it. We should have it in between, I think. So we need to have another junction at this point here. And an equidistance between. Excuse you. There we go. And then that goes off this direction, where we should... Well, for one, let's just chuck a fluid buffer in line anyway, because why not? I think that's probably a safe thing to do. There we go. So it's got a little bit of lift, but that's fine. It's only a couple of meters. And it'll be overpressured as well, because each of these only uses 45 each, which is, what, 180? Yeah, 180. But we're going to have 240 coming in. Or we could just overclock one water pump as the other option, rather than having two. One there. And another one there. So we're using 40. Cool. And then again have another fluid buffer in the way here. Doesn't need to be exact angles at this point. Just bring this in facing like this direction. We want to be able to put a junction down in here somewhere. Something for me to stand on. Junction in line with all of these things. I thought I had the, oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay. That to there. That to there. That into there. Perfect. Good. And then that can actually go... I love that these can go underground, and it doesn't seem to mind. Oh, it's just too long? That's funny. I don't think I extended this as far as I could either, so... I think we can actually bring this further. Okay, that goes as far as that. Is that now going to be long enough, or am I going to be just short? Just long enough. Perfect. Okay. That looks pretty good. Now we just need to power them all. Oh, there's our freighter again. Perfect timing. Welcome back. So we could do a power pylon from here, extending across, couldn't we? Go there, and then how far can we take this? Oh, stupid. Parachute. We can take it all the way up there if we want to, or just down here in general. Take it down here as a sort of stopping off point, I guess. And then we can bring this up here. Bring it up on a slight angle. So what is that? That's like that there. We probably want it like facing me from this perspective. Let's have the ladder facing me from here. Do it like that. That's 1 foot off the ground, unfortunately. And then it's like overlapping. Oh well, but at least it'll look better than... Looks better overlapping than if it was... And then we can angle it that way. But for now, we now just take this down here as a normal power line as far as this. And we hook up both of these. There we go, get them underway. Nice. Then this can now come down this direction. And can just go like here. And then we can just have this connect up to a power line that's just down here somewhere. I can't jump onto that foundation from there, that's kind of inconvenient. So we can do that. Connect up 1 and 2. Of course, it's actually connected up down the other end. Never mind, that's fine. And then you come down here. And we'll have another 1 and 2. These should fire up soon. We're starting to get water. Fill up on coal already. Nice. Good. Caterium. Next on my list. I don't need it for a lot at the moment, but I'm going to. Oh yeah, I should have been running a power line with me, eh? Never mind, whatever. And you can just run up here. And then just go across this foundation to at least this point. Start working your way upwards in order to come up here. Go. Where we just want to put you into a container probably as a buffer. I pretty much do that with everything, even if I technically shouldn't need to. That's fine. It's a little bit awkward at the top, but that's alright. And then I would put you into a smelter. Because I pretty much only want the Quickwire itself coming down to the base. Like, I don't think there's any need for me to have... Yeah, it's 45 per minute. I don't even know what it will require. Just put a power pole there, hook you up there. Ugh, don't even need a distribution, I'll just hook you up directly. That's fine. And then we've got this zip line that I went over to the wreck there. Okay, so it's, yeah, 120 per minute coming out. Eesh. So we actually need multiple smelters, come to think of it. So I do actually want to have that a little bit more distance so we can have a split. Oh, that also means I want this to be a Mark II the whole way if I can. So it's 120 coming in here. We want this to then have a conveyor belt. Mark II coming off as far as that. Have a splitter off here. And then have 2 smelters. Kind of half and half. 2 there. And then there. And then... Oh, seriously? Okay. I need to distance them a little bit more. Smelters. So let's do it like... Line it up approximately on this, and then just do that there. I should actually have the constructor coming back in this direction. And then have another container on top here facing the other way that can be ingots. That's kind of a fun idea. Just a nice compact sort of arrangement. So if we have a constructor that actually faces this direction, which is kind of amusing. But with the idea that then I can have a lifter off the top. So if I construct Quickwire, what rate does that take? It only takes 12 caterium ingots per minute. Maybe we do just underclock the mine. That's kind of absurd. Oh well, whatever. We want to snap it to this, ideally. Snapping it overlaps it. That is so stupid. Come on, guys. Whatever. There. And connect you up there. Putting a lot of effort in for something that's not even powered yet, but the idea is then I can just run the power cable back, and it'll just be all done. It'll just connect up. Okay, so I'm only going to need to have a 1 lift, that's for damn sure. And then have it facing this direction, going into there. Nice. And yeah, that's going to be So caterium ingots, 15 per minute comes out. Okay, no, that's alright then. So we're still going to end up with a backlog, because we're only going to be using 90 between these two things here. But if we overclock this, then it'll be 24 per minute out of the 30 per minute that comes out. It's going to be fluctuating all over the show, which I really don't like, but whatever. And then we just need to bring this out slightly, attach a merger onto this, have it going in like that, bring it around from these, job done. And then we've got a power pole there. We're going to need another one in the middle here to feed each of those other things. We'll just go 1, 2, 3. Let's just go up here so we can see what we're doing. It's always easier when you're actually at the right level. Okay. Bring it up somewhere kind of central. Something like that. I don't think we'll clip if we were to run down on that, to ride down that rather. Okay, then we've just got to take it over there. You know what? We do that to just here. And then we put a power pylon up here to run it off that direction. If in doubt, go big. And then we aim to connect that down this direction somewhere. Don't think we can quite reach one of those. Yeah, wire is too long at that point. We can go kind of halfway. We can go as far as like this. And then do power line. There we go. And now that's all hooked up. So instead of having to go through the ravine and everything, we can now ride this. Caterium fired up. Yep, we've got green light over there. We can then just port that. So we've got ore coming across there at a rate of 120. We can only use 90, which means we could underclock this. But it's not worth it for the fact that it's like 5 power. Yeah, not worth it. Smelters are firing up. Excellent. Ideally, I should actually have those going into a container as well, rather than it just being the Quickwire, but meh. And then if we want, we could have the Quickwire be fed off. I mean, it's only producing at a rate of 60 per minute. Oh, I was going to overclock you, that's right. Let's overclock you. Bam. 120 per minute. Perfect. Oh, this is only lift Mark 1. I'm going to need Mark 2. About Mark 2. There we go. Lovely. That's going to make way more than I will ever really need, but that's a fine problem to have. And then we want to have the lift Mark 2 coming back this way. Conveyor belt Mark 2. Go just across the top there first. Now, how far can I reach? Reckons it's too long to get up there. Can't quite get up there either. Okay, so it's going to run across here first, and then we can put it. We can just go like this. There we go. Then put it up here. Stand on the side. So not only are we going to have a zip line, we're also going to have a highway. We can have it go past this one. We don't want that joining. Now, where can we take this? Too long, apparently. Okay, we kind of need to take it down. We don't want to do it that way after all. We actually want to take it underneath this one, I think. Yeah, to come over here. Because then we're going to have to step it down to this one, I think. Then down to this one, perhaps? Reckons it's too long even going that direction? Really? That doesn't seem like it should be too far. That's kind of annoying. But we can get to a little midpoint there. Okay. Oh, no, I should raise that up, actually. So we get down to that point, we twist it, and then we put it on a platform up like that. Then we can go up like this way or something. So we want to go over there. You know, I can see my base. I know where I want to go. It's going to have a little dip there. Right, there's the water. Oh, there's some limestone. Oh yeah, I was going to work on a concrete thing. I don't even need to take this all the way to my base necessarily. It's just so long as it's closer would be nice. I think that's high enough to go over. Yep. Especially if we just raise it up one. Take it up onto here. We've got this foundation quite nicely. Just off the corner. That's just to at least get up to this point here. Do that and lift it up. Fine. Then I can just put a container on the side of my base somewhere. Almost out of iron plates again. I love being able to build while flying in my parachute. It's kind of amusing. I can use that to actually get up. Brilliant. And then we just line up a container. Somehow. There we go. Brilliant. And that will eventually fill up with Quickwire. Right. Now, what were the Fixmas things I was going to make? That, or snow dispenser was 20, and cannon was... okay. Well, let's just put these away for now, because I don't want to have them on me the whole time. And I will need more snow as well. Oh, I should set this up too. I need to have my concrete routed down this way somewhere. Currently it's coming up here, splitting off there to go into both the container and the awesome sink. Now that means that the container is not really filling up. Okay, the top one is. So we still have a backlog, but only slowly. I'm actually going to deconstruct this for now. What we can actually do is just like bring it a bit closer, so then it's easy to connect up just that little bit if I want to. But I want to bias that, and then this we can actually train this way. It's convenient that I already have the splitter there, because this can actually go underneath this one and across here. for now. We want a... I think it's an assembler, is what I'm after. Do that there, and then that we want to be using, yeah, encased industrial pipe. Perfect. 24 per minute pipes, 20 per minute concrete. And we could always overclock that just slightly if I want to. So you go in there. And then we're going to need to train from over these ways. This is going to be very awkward how we can actually get this going over there. I wonder if we actually have a splitter in line here. We take it off the primary source rather than through the buffer. Let's have a splitter over this side. We want to be able to have it go over this output here, because we want this to be able to output into a container. Oh yeah, because we're actually stalling on this. Oops. We'll try that, but I think it's... well, that's way too steep. Okay. Maybe we can put it that direction instead. There we go. Alright, can have the computers going down into this container. There we go. Lovely. Meanwhile, you go over here. And I want you to come all the way over there, which is kind of awkward. Come over here. We're just hemming this in a little bit, unfortunately, but... we can actually put you on top of this container. Why not? Horrendous. I love it. Cool. So concrete is not keeping up, interestingly, on the input. Maybe because we're splitting it too early? I don't know, what's my production rate for concrete? Oh, I'm only producing 15 per minute? Ooh, okay. 45 per minute. Presumably this isn't overclocked or anything. Yeah, because this is an impure vein, isn't it? This is partially overclocked as it is. Okay, this might actually be a candidate where I want to upgrade the miner. Which I need another thing for. So, I think I want to first make 2 of these, or 1 of these. Right, iron plates. All the way back here, let's just hoover off some of these. Whoops. I didn't mean to hit that. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now, you're making concrete things. So you can just... we just need a container down here. It's in an awful orientation, but that's just to take all of that stuff. Perfect. Come down here. And we need to upgrade this. So first, let's take that out. Deconstruct this. Deconstruct these. Got a bit of a backlog to work through anyway, at least. Miner Mark II. Because yeah, the reason that the Mark II makes sense is when you need to overclock it more than what you could otherwise do. Because it's now 60 per minute instead of 30 per minute. But now we can overclock it to make it 120 per minute. If I actually hook it up to the power network, that would help. Now you take 45 a minute. I can make you go up to 90 per minute at least to have 30 per minute concrete. This is awkward numbers, unfortunately. Because that's 67.5, which is weird. That's 90 per minute, makes 30 per minute concrete, which is enough to keep up on things at least. Which means we will then need to upgrade this here. max 30 per minute. Ideally, if I could have 2 of those would be nice. I might actually need to find another limestone thing. So we want to keep this well fed, basically. So let's just chuck in that stack just to keep it going for now. And then maybe work on hypertubes, which means I might need some more copper sheets. The problem is, how would I run a hypertube network anyway? I don't know what the distances are. One way to find out. Transport. Let's just put hypertube on 6 for now. I need to grab more pipes. But if we do like that, and then how far can this go before it needs another support? This far. Oh, that's a decent distance. It's similar to old school power pole distance. I don't know how fast you travel, is the other thing. One way to find out, let's just do there. Entrance, and then presumably we need an entrance at the other end. We also need it powered apparently. I didn't realize that this needed to be powered. Whoa, okay. You just walk near it and just get thunked into it. That's funny.